Good morning, folks. Captain Schultz, Twist Palm Salty Adventures here. I'm in the process of organizing and prepping my big sport fisher to go on a trip down south. And as I was organizing, I was trying to figure out a way to put stuff in my bilge area. You know, initially I was stacking buckets in there, and I don't know if you can see, I was putting items in my bucket, and you can see, I don't know if you can see how when it rains, you know, the buckets collect water and everything in the bottom of the bucket gets wet. So I have a bunch of boat rags. You know, when you're out fishing and stuff, you want to have some cleaning rags. You know, you want your microfibers, you know, you want your fish towels, you know, you want them to stay smelling nice and clean. Well, so yesterday I went down to Lowe's, and this is not an advertisement for these buckets. I have no sponsorship with these buckets, but we were looking around in the storage area, and I came across these CRAFTSMAN square buckets that have locking lids. So what I did is I folded up my towels, put them in there, and I marked it right there, nice and organized boat towels. And what I liked about these is they had these long handles where you can just sit them down in there, and they all sit in there nice and organized. So the good thing about it is, you know, I've got weight belts, a little snake thingy-mabobber in case we get any plumbing issues on the way, you know, and they sit down in here right next to all my bait tackle, extra tackles and nets and everything. You can fit 3 of them just in this one little area. And if you look, you know, if you're familiar with a big Hatteras, you've got a lot of bilge areas. These things are extremely beneficial to help you organize, you know, and stay organized to where you're not tripping over stuff. You're not just throwing stuff in a bilge area, whereas the boat's running, they move around and they wiggle. You know, they also have this commander bucket, heavy duty, same thing, square. I like the square design because I think it fits in this bilge area a lot better than a round bucket. Now I'll still keep a couple round buckets on the boat just for, you know, rinsing out fish, you know, bleeding fish and cleaning off the decks and stuff. But you know, as a charter captain, you know, you're running a boat, you know, I know there's more expensive items out there where you can sit down in there and, you know, for organization and everything. But you know, when you're trying to run a charter and the fuel costs of today's world, you know, it's always a good thing to try to find a cheaper alternative. And I just thought I would share these buckets with you because I went to the store, I bought 2 of them, and that's why I ended up with the commander buckets, because I went back to the store to buy more of the CRAFTSMANs, and of course with the CRAFTSMANs there were only a couple left. So I bought those out, and I bought a couple of the commander buckets to see how they were. The difference I like with the CRAFTSMAN bucket versus the commander bucket is the little latches where you can secure the lids on. They're watertight. They should keep your towels and items inside the boat dry, which is a lot better than I think in a round bucket when you put stuff in it. But I just thought I'd share this with you as a good little boat organization technique. They'll fit into a lot of your inner storage compartments, and I can show you a clip of where we've got some stuff like paper towels and toilet paper and cleaning supplies and stuff, where we've stored it inside the kite. All right, folks, it's Captain Schultz. I'm in the cabin. I'm gonna take you down through the cabin, show you one of my storage closets where I found that these buckets will, excuse the mess, we are prepping for a big trip, so we're washing all our linens and everything. But I wanted to show you this storage closet. It's an old washer and dryer cabinet, and it's pretty deep. I don't know if you can see down there. It's pretty dark in there. I got to fix the light. Apparently, I don't think my light is working there. I got changing out light bulbs right now. But I wanted to show you. See, I've got one of those Commander buckets down there already. But these things are going to be perfect. They'll sit down there next to each other. They got the handles because the cabinet's so deep you don't have to bend over and hurt your back to get down there. But if you see, I can fit 4 in the bottom of this cabinet, and I can stack them 4 high, and that's going to put me up to right about here, which still gives me all this space where I could put clothing and bedding and stuff on top of the buckets. You know, very organized look to it. Stays, you know, keeps everything clean. Doesn't get dirty, dusty, salty from the salt air, because these lids will secure that. But it's a great way to organize your boat, or your house for that matter. But again, thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you later. Just thought I would share it with you. Hope you guys enjoy it. They're about $11 a piece. I think the Commander buckets were $10.99, and the CRAFTSMAN, probably for the name, $11.99. But to me, I think to be able to stay organized and keep your stuff clean and dry, I think is a great investment, versus going out to a West Marine and buying a similar bucket and paying, you know, $40, $50, $100 sometimes, for some of these marine style buckets. But it's good, inexpensive way. You can put lures in there. You can put your scrub brushes, your bottom cleaning gear. I'll probably have one of my buckets that's just going to be my bottom cleaning gear, because right now I have it in a lot of my tackle storage, which takes up my room for my tackle. So I'm going to pull that bottom cleaning gear out, put it in a bucket, drop it down here in the bilge. When it's time to go clean the boat, I'll pull them brushes and them rags out, and scrubbers and everything, and jump in the water. And when I'm done, I'll dry them all out, put them back in the bucket until the next time I need them. But you know, with a big boat like this, you have a lot of your zinc weights and stuff. You want to keep extras on the boat in case one falls off or one corrodes off. You know, I'll put them in the bottom of the bucket to weight it down, and then I'll put my tools and stuff that I need to change those out, put them right in that same bucket. That way when it's time to change out some zincs, I just pull those zincs out, that bucket with zincs and tools, put my dive gear on, go under the boat, change out what I can in the water. But I hope you enjoy this. I hope it gives you a good idea for storage. It'll work great on a smaller boat. Inside your head area, typically you have a squared bottom floor. You put stuff on it, and sometimes water comes in, and the stuff that's sitting down on the floor gets wet. Throw it in one of these buckets or 2 of these buckets. They're stackable. You can stack them high, and I think you're going to find that you can get a lot more storage capacity out of your smaller items with one of these buckets versus a round bucket or something similar. And it's rather inexpensive. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, go ahead and hit that like button, follow the page. As always, we like to share information and help you all out while you're out there boating. So have fun, be safe on the water, and we'll see you next time. Captain Schultz, Twist Palm Salty Adventures, living salty, Perdido Key.